We are here today to dedicate this hallowed section of Highland Park, where we memorialize the men and women we lost during the Vietnam War, and we will soon erect our War on Terror Memorial in honor of Sergeant Gary Beikirch. I couldn't be more honored or humbled to stand here today besides Gary and his family to announce this honor. He is an inspiration for all of us. His life is an inspiration for all of us. As I'm sure you all know, Gary, who served as a Green Beret in the U.S. Army during the Vietnam War, was awarded the Medal of Honor in 1973 for his brave and heroic actions during a battle at Dak Sayong Camp in Kon Tum on April 1st, 1970. If you're here today, it's likely you've heard Gary's heroic story before, but I would like to repeat it. With his Special Forces outpost under fire by North Vietnamese forces, Gary fought back with a 4-inch mortar, and when that was disabled, he picked up a machine gun and continued to fight. Gary was a combat medic, and when a fellow soldier was wounded, Gary ran through enemy fire to rescue that man. Injured in that effort himself, Gary continued to treat his fellow soldiers throughout the fight, as some of the Montagnard villagers that his Special Forces team had been protecting carried him from one injured soldier to the next. He kept this up for more than 12 hours, sometimes returning enemy fire from the stretcher before he was medevaced out. Gary's Medal of Honor citation says this: Sergeant Beikirch, with complete disregard for his personal safety, moved unhesitantly through the withering enemy fire to his fallen comrades, applied first aid to their wounds, and assisted them to the medical aid station. Unhesitatingly, he did this. If all Gary had done with his life was encapsulated in those hours of bravery and sacrifice he showed as a 23-year-old that day, he would still be a hero and a model for all of us. He would still be a man to emulate, a man to look up to, a man who stands as an example of the best that we can all become. But in the years after that day, Gary has continued to unhesitatingly live his life in service of something larger than himself. He lives his life thinking of other people unhesitatingly and selflessly. He is an ordained minister of the United Baptist Fellowship and chaplain of the Medal of Honor Society. He has worked closely with other veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, worked with people with substance use disorders for more than 40 years. He has served young people of our community as a counselor at North Star Christian Academy and in the Greece Central School District. He has also traveled the country with the Medal of Honor Character Development Program, telling his story and reinforcing and encouraging deep core values of courage, integrity, commitment, sacrifice, and patriotism. When he speaks in public, and I'm so blessed to have heard you, Gary, speak so many times, you often say that the meaning of life is not about finding material success. It's about living the life of significance, of making a difference in somebody else's life, of changing someone else's life by being present for them. Gary understands that to truly live is to value and care for others, to help others when they're in need, and to make a difference in the world when possible. The lives Gary has touched on this path to selflessness cannot be counted. His impact on this world through his interactions with other people is incalculable. And every day he has strived to make our community a better place and a more loving place. And I think we can all learn an example from Gary's life. I cannot thank him enough for his service, for his leadership, and for his commitment to his fellow man. And it is my hope that when people visit this sacred section of Highland Park, they remember all of the heroes honored and recognized here, and that they will hear the message of sacrifice and service to others, and the message of Gary's life, that they will unhesitatingly answer the call of serving the greater good. And it is now my distinct honor and privilege to welcome Congressional Medal of Honor recipient and Vietnam War veteran Sergeant Gary Beikirch to the podium.
I want to thank you for all the times that you've invested in my life. I want to thank you for all the times that you've opened yourself and allowed me to become part of your life, to invest a little bit of who I am, what I believe, and what I love into your life. I have prepared some remarks. I usually like to be more spontaneous, but things have changed and my spontaneity is kind of not like it used to be. And there were just too many things that I really wanted to say, so I wrote down some remarks, so bear with me, please. Welcome home. It's a simple phrase. There's only 2 words, but the words that mean so much, especially to men and women coming home after serving our country. When I think of home, I think of family. And I got a big family, so I spend a lot of time thinking of them. But it's always a joy to be able to spend time with them. We were all at the house this morning, and it's actually the first time since COVID that we've all been together. And we said it's kind of like a holiday. But when I think of home, I do think of family. I think of cherished memories of holidays, of good times. I think of the friendships, the many friendships that through the years have become a part of my life and have made me who I am. It's ironic that plans were made to name a portion of Highland Park after me, because part of my growing up occurred right here in this park. My grandparents lived only 3 streets from here on Howland Avenue. I grew up walking through these lilac bushes with my grandparents, running up and down the hills. I grew up playing on the cannon across from the Highland Bowl. I spent many days walking around the reservoir, and there are so many treasured memories that are here for me in this park. And now, it's truly humbling to think that a part of this park will have my name. I don't think I'll ever get used to it, but my hope is that when others visit, they'll see more than just one name. My hope is that they'll see the 280 names, the faces of those on the Vietnam Memorial. My hope is that they'll see the names and the faces of the men and women from our community who served during the war in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and around the world. My hope is that they will see the names and faces of friends and the people in their own family who through the years have left their homes in our community to defend our nation and our freedom. I hope that as many enter this park, rather than one name on a sign, they'll see a sign that declares a message from our community, a message of welcome home, a message that says to every man and woman who has served that we remember, we honor, and we will never forget your sacrifice and service to keep our homes and our communities free. It's also my hope that as people enter this park and walk among the heroes that are honored and remembered here, that they will hear each hero say to them, "We welcome you here. This is our special place. And while you are here, we want you to hear a message. We want to share a message with you, a message that we have learned through serving, a message that there is a different way to live your life. May you live your life believing that there's something greater in life than yourself. May you live your life caring and loving others. Remember that greater love has no one than this, that you would lay down your life for another." It's my hope and my prayer that when people leave this place, they will have experienced the love that is here, the love that truly makes this community a home. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and for my family as well. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this memorial, for allowing us to be a part of this community. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of this home. May God bless each and every one of you. May God bless and continue to protect this great nation. Thank you.